These are actually foods that are a single cell that grow in water. And you've got two of them in the C24/7 and Complete Phyto-Energizer. Chlorella and spirulina are microalgae. What's the difference between them? The green microalgae chlorella is a eukaryote. It has a nucleus that is enclosed with membranes, so we have to crack that open to get the nutrients out of it. It's 45% protein. It has EPA, fatty acids. It has RAE, which is a retinol equivalent unit to vitamin A. It's a rich source of RNA and DNA, more iron than spirulina, 10 times more chlorophyll, and is a great cell detox and repair. The blue-green algae, the spirulina on the other hand, doesn't have a membrane-bound nucleus, so it is readily bioavailable, has 65% protein, yields all kinds of fatty acids, essential fatty acids, and has about 11 milligrams of tyrosine. Tyrosine is what, plus iodine. Where do you get iodine from? What's a good source of iodine? Raise your hand if you know what in the sea. Don't want to be shouted at. I don't want to be shouted at. Raise your hand if you know what is the green food that supplies a great source of iodine in C24/7 and Complete Phyto-Energizer. No. Which seaweed? Which seaweed is in the Complete? It's kelp. Kelp is the source of iodine. And kelp plus tyrosine from spirulina is what you need to make thyroid hormones. All the green tea and all those other extracts that we talked about, great for boosting metabolism. But if you ain't got tyrosine from spirulina and iodine from kelp, you're not going to build those thyroid hormones that make your metabolism burn. These are the building blocks. These are the nutrients that you need for self-nourishment, for self-metabolism. That's the difference between those two superfoods. Dandelion, wish we had time. We don't. Great for gallbladder. Great for acetaminophen. If you're on pain relievers, if you're not using that patch, and you're taking a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug like acetaminophen or ibuprofen, or even aspirin, which is acetylated, you're going to be damaging the liver as well as your stomach lining. Dandelion is known to prevent that liver damage that occurs. Acetaminophen, more people require liver transplants each year from using that pain reliever than people who get viral hepatitis. It's now causing more liver damage than viral hepatitis. And so it's nice to have these kinds of foods that can help reduce the damage caused by our poor choices in pain relief. There's your kelp. There's the one that's going to provide what? Iodine to build the thyroxine hormones along with tyrosine. This one will also help reduce ammonia and methane when you're digesting other green foods, superfoods. So it's a good one for helping you get the good out of your diet, out of these superfoods. This is a picture of nettle from my backyard. I grow stinging nettle and eat it all the time. Love this food. It doesn't sting after you dry. I don't mind the sting. I think it's therapeutic, but a lot of people don't like to be stung by stinging nettle. You can see the needle-like hairs on it. They actually inject a little formic acid into you. That's a hypodermic needle when you pick it, when you grab it. And it has a little pocket of formic acid and histamine at the base. And it pumps it into you, and it stings. But once it dries, there's no sting. And so we grab that fresh, and we enjoy it, and we incorporate it into our superfood diet to provide great nutrition. It's a heavy accumulator. I wish we had time to talk about all these. There's the spirulina. It's an aquatic plant. 65% protein, good source of vitamin A. It's a cyanobacteria, prokaryote, like I mentioned, was used as a primary source of food by populations throughout the world, throughout the centuries, have turned to spirulina. When things are not growing well, spirulina becomes their primary source of food. Natural killer cell activities enhanced. Effective against influenza A. Protection against the flu, right there, and viral infection. Reduces the inflammation of arthritis. Excellent superfood. All right, you ready for a quiz? Chlorella. What is spirulina? How is it different from a green microalgae chlorella?
Blue-green.
I heard blue over here, but I don't want to reward shouting out. Did you say blue first? You were the first one. Are you ready? All right. How is it on that next line? Because it's not membrane bound. Oh, I see hands up and not shouting. That's beautiful. You have an answer? Bioavailable, readily bioavailable. How much protein? 65%, remember. And how much of that is 11 milligrams of what in spirulina? 11 milligrams of what in spirulina per capsule?
10 times more. Come here!
How many? Of what? 11 milligrams of what? No? No? Oh wait, what did you say? There you go.
Wala
Tyrosine
po ba cheating eh? Tingin
and
ko
times T plus iodine are making the thyroid hormones. There's 10 times more what? 10 times more what in chlorella than spirulina? Chlorophyll.
Oh, oral eh.
I already got the answer. Cell what in repair? Detox. And cell what? Nourishment and metabolism. Excellent.
I don't know.
All right, there's our quiz. And there we are juicing. There's our citrus crop. And we always harvest that pulp. My kids don't like the pulp. Do your kids like the pulp? When you make orange juice, I put it back into their smoothies. I'll give them the juice because it's nice and sweet and everybody likes the sweetness of orange juice. And make lemonade and those kinds of things. But I keep the pulp and I put it back into their smoothies. And I thought, you know, my family thrives and benefits from that antioxidant production, the antioxidants that are in the pulp. Why not share it with my large family? So I put in these bioflavonoids back into those formulations, and along with Dr. Ed, developed a rich blend of these antioxidants that are largely coming from the pith and the perianth and the peel of our citrus foods. Not a lot of us eat the peel, do we? I saved a little of my breakfast from this morning. I enjoy the sweetness of that orange, but I eat a little bit of the peel because I know it's going to help my liver. So this is for breakfast this morning. I just thought I'd share with you. I ate a lot of the peel, and I ate the seed of the mango. How many of you eat the seed from the mango? These are bitter constituents that actually help your body not absorb as much sugar. Where can you find more sugar than in a mango fruit, right? And mango juice. But mango knows that you're not going to thrive on sugar. And so it also produces albumins and other proteins and other agents and nutrients that will help keep your balance of your blood sugar levels. And so let's look at some of these. Hesperidin. This one is being used in treatment of psychiatric disorders. It's got a therapeutic effect against neurological disorders, brain disorders, because of its ability to reduce inflammation and, in fact, lowering the bloodstream as well as improving your response to insulin. That's just one of the flavonoids from citrus peel. In this one, asparagine, this one actually was shown to protect the liver from hepatocyte oxidative stress. So it's focused on protecting your liver. Head to toe protection. This one protects the liver cells. Heart failure and ischemia, the treatment of diabetes and dyslipidemia, antiplatelet and anticoagulant effects. Another study on the hesperidin. Naringenin, this one is working with type 2 diabetes and obesity-related diseases. The consumption of naringenin may prevent the effects of obesity-related diseases. Novoletin, a review of the studies for anti-dementia. Another one for brain. What was the other green food that we said would help amend thick hearing and work with dementia? What was the other food that works quite well with this novoletin? What is the green food that actually will reduce the enzyme that destroys acetylcholine? No? Blessed thistle, did I already give you a lamp? There you go. Blessed thistle, in combination with this novoletin, will improve brain function. Diosmin, for acute pancreatitis. Now, your pancreas produces what? Insulin, thank you. Your pancreas produces insulin, so your blood sugar will go into your cells, right? Yeah. Everybody likes the sweet, juicy part inside. I was on an herb walk and saw this fruit. A deer had eaten through the peel and started eating. Now the ants, you probably can't see it from where you are trying to finish off the rest of that blood orange. They're delicious. But the peel stands. The peel has strength against bugs, it has strength against parasites, and it helps keep all that sugar from affecting your pancreas adversely. In fact, they're actually showing that it will treat inflammation of the pancreas, pancreatitis. Let's go to a flower. You got flower extracts in your products in C24/7 and the Phyto Complete Energizer. This one from lutein is coming from marigolds, and it is important to retinal function that we talked about. It's important for improving visual function. The supplementation of lutein will improve visual function, decrease age-related macular degeneration. What's the macula? What's the macula? You know? I'm listening. What is the macula? What is the macula? Yes, it's a part of the eye. It's a spot in the back of the eye. Now that's good enough. There's your macula. It is the disc at the back of the retina that all of these photons of light bounce off of. All of these lights, all of the flashy cameras, every time you get into bright light, all that light bounces right off that macula. Man, the gala, when all of you want to take pictures with flash, my macula is completely depleted of lutein. I make sure I take lots of lutein on those occasions. Because all of that light bounces off in that macula. Now these flowers are going to come in with their deep yellow pigments. And women, you have this pigment in another part of your body that men don't have, that's nice and yellow, and that's also very vulnerable. That's one of the most vulnerable spots in your body is the macula. Oxidative stress all the time. But women have another spot. Where is it? What's the other most vulnerable spot in your body for oxidative stress in women's bodies? The corpus luteum, your egg yolk, the egg that has to, if you're fertilized, will replicate and become a baby, become a person, is also under a lot of stress. And so those yellow pigments go through your bloodstream and they just concentrate right there in the macula. Isn't that an amazing antioxidant story? So do you need just one? Can you get away with just lutein? Or just vitamin C? Vitamin C doesn't concentrate in the macula or in the corpus luteum of your egg, but lutein does. You need diversity, you need that comprehensive activity of all of these things, and that will prevent age-related macular degeneration. Now that study went on to talk about other nutrients. We know lutein comes from beautiful flowers. That's a nasturtium flower right there. It's an edible flower, one of the richest sources of lutein. If you're growing those, enjoy those in your next meal, and you'll have another great source of lutein to prevent oxidative stress in the eye. But where do you find vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc, and copper that are also important for preventing age-related macular degeneration? The number one cause of blindness for people who are 55 and older, by the way, is age-related macular degeneration. Where do you find something that would provide you both lutein plus vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc, and copper? Well, that's an easy one. That's the C24/7, the complete phytoenergizer. They're all in there. Lutein and all those other nutrients are right in there. The same nutrients and levels that were used in that study for preventing age-related macular degeneration. That study went on to say that there are some important foods like omega-3 fatty acids, eicosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid will prevent dry eye and support healthy eye function. Where are you going to find those? Hands up? Who knows? It's been a while since I've been over here. Bullet news is the answer there. All of those are going to be in that. And that's going to be an essential fatty acid extract that'll have those. We have just a couple of minutes. Maybe I'll just pick one of these. How do you know that those are the right mushrooms? How do you know that they're all in the C24/7 and complete phytoenergizer? What does Nature's Way use to make sure you're getting the right species, that you're not getting a toxic, poisonous mushroom?
Spirulina.
There you go!
True ID, the genetic studies that has the DNA level, genetics, to make sure that those mushrooms are in there. You got to get back in range. So there's your shiitake. Shiitake has a lot of wonderful antioxidants, great for hepatitis, reducing the damage that the liver undergoes. It can convert to vitamin D for you. Wish we had time to go over a lot of these. Self-healing period. Oh, this is in bone marrow suppression. When you undergo chemotherapy and your bone marrow is suppressed, shiitake mushrooms brings down the period that it takes for you to heal so that you can build your white blood cells. Oysters, I was out with the West Virginia harvesting these, and they're an excellent source of all kinds of arabinogalactans, good nutrients. This one will also prevent acetaminophen toxicity, that pain reliever that's causing so much death and disease, liver and kidney disease and stress. Maitake, I harvested these a few years back. We had a big growth of those coming off of our oak logs. And the maitake is a wonderful plant. The aim of this study was shown to be an anti-cancer activity, actually caused cancer cells to die. That's the problem with cancer, they don't die. The cells keep living. And maitake extracts were able to go in and actually make those cancer cells die. A process called apoptosis. Another study. This was just last month, May. of this year. So these are the last big science trophies that we've seen in some of these wonderful products that you are providing to the world. You're beaming the light of health, the light of wealth,